I want to talk about, making money with this music because I've been talking with some students about that aspect of it because I get questions all the time. Like, and when I say all the time, I would say I talk to musicians and we discuss a lot um, the economy around what we do and how to make money and what is a good strategy when it comes to having a music career and being an independent musician. What are the best ways to go about monetizing your career? And, it's a lot of different things that you can do under different categories. And so I'm very much so into investing now. And there are stages that you go through in your process, uh, in your development. It's stages when you're just thinking about um, active income, and that's all you're doing is thinking about playing gigs. But then you get to the point where you want to do something different, and you want to have passive income, and put out CDs or not just CDs, put out projects. And but even when you do projects, you don't get paid as much, so it's not as rewarding these days, um, like how it was before. I would say because of the streaming, you know. Um, but I want to talk about a lot of that stuff tonight on this particular stream. That's what we're gonna cover. I hear you. I'm trying to locate the chat area, and my baby girl gonna be chiming in here and there because I gotta help out. What's up, Tyler? What's going on? Tyler Cozy, what's happening? Yeah, that's right. You're absolutely right. You need active and you need passive income. But there's also one more that you didn't say. Which one is that? You went in there and got that. Come here. I gotta watch her because she'll take stuff and then she'll play with it and it be somewhere that I don't know where it is. But that's absolutely correct. You do need some active income and you need passive income. I had a good couple of few gigs last week. I had to play at the Artisan, and if you following me on Facebook, I did a stream of that, and you can check it out on my personal Facebook page. And it's easier. It's a lot easier when I'm on the go. And at that time, when I did it, I did the stream. I did it with my personal account. And so, if you're friends with me, you can check it out there. And but sometimes I'll do streams that are on my page, the Quamon Fowler musician educator page. I'll have some stuff that I'll put up there in terms of the streams. You want to get out? But yeah, you got to multitask. being a husband, father, musician, teacher, and entrepreneur, you definitely have to multitask. And I gotta make sure I help out mama because I gotta keep my girl while she look after my boy. And she's working with him with potty training. Um, so that's what she's doing right now. And I'm here doing the live stream. I'm just trying to get this link right quick to share if I can. I'm in YouTube. But anyway, I was talking about the gig I did. And it was nice. We played at this place in downtown Dallas. It was the Arts District. And we were on the roof. And we played. I played with my band. And I wanted to do all original music. And that's what I did. I ended up we did a lot of originals. It was kind of short notice. Not really. I would say this, but we had a gig scheduled on one day, and then it ended up raining on that day, so they had to postpone it. So the musicians that I had scheduled for that first gig, I couldn't get them again for that second date that was rescheduled. That we were able to reschedule for. So I had to pull a crew together. I mean, some of the guys had played my stuff before, but the bass player Leo, he's a guitar player, but he plays bass too, and so he ended up playing bass on that set. And my man, he was pretty busy, so he didn't get an opportunity to check out all the music. So we had to cram one night, a couple nights before the gig. But it turned out all right. It wasn't as bad, and I didn't choose too hard of tunes. I think some of them we need to look at. I even played a new one that I wrote for my baby girl, and I'm trying to get that one together so I can put that out as a single as well. So, but yeah, so we had a good gig. It was a good time, and we'll be back. I'm actually getting ready to go to New Orleans for the Jazz Festival, New Orleans Jazz Festival this Saturday. And there I will actually be playing with an alumni of students who were students of Mr. Alvin Baptiste. And so Donald Harrison, alto player, great alto player. Tremaine, he's part of that production there in New Orleans. And you got Branford Marsalis, I think, is on the gig. And Fred Sanders, Herman Jackson, who teaches there, the drum professor there at Southern. And myself, I'll be playing, and some other students. I'm not sure. We'll see when we get there. But yeah, so that's what's happening. And I'm preparing, learning music or practicing, preparing for that. So excited about it. I got it posted now. So yeah, I see you, Tyler. You said, okay. Yes, he says, preach it. He said, preach it to me. Yes, indeed. He said, thank you so much, man. No problem. Nice. I'm playing one in Gainesville. Oh, you doing the festival? That's good. I don't know if I'll stream it. Maybe if so, if I can put something off to the side. I can't put it on the stage. Well, I probably could put it off to the stage, off to the side of the stage when I'm up there. We'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be fun. But yeah. So now we're rolling. We are all set. It is yeah, 7:02, and I wanted to talk about some things because pertaining to music business and organizing things. Because I had a long conversation with a student the other day, and he was just asking, it's like, man, how do you make money with music? And so one of the things that you really need to understand, first of all, assets. What is the difference between assets and liabilities? Okay? How many know what the difference is between an asset and what a liability is? So you got financial assets, financial liabilities, and you got human assets and human liabilities. So obviously, if we look at the human aspect, a human asset is our health, our mind, So if you're eating well, if you're making sure you're not, drinking or using drugs and just running your body down, of course, those are liabilities. If you're doing drugs and smoking and drinking stuff like that, that's not a good. That's a liability. You know, if you're reading and you're studying, you're feeding your brain good information. Your brain is your asset. Your thinking is your asset because that's going to put more money in your pocket or better opportunities, better connections, put you around better people because you desire to be around better people. You desire to be around people that will challenge you to be better, I would say. So, those are human assets. So when we look at financial assets, now, when you think about having your own business, your business can be an asset. It is an asset because you can bring more money into your pocket. So when you start a business or you have a business, you're doing gigs, you're doing some teaching, you have a course or something like that you create. Those are different aspects or different parts of or assets, I would say. Those are assets. If you have a CD, different products and services, those are assets. Okay? And so now you always want to think about, okay, so those are assets. What are liabilities? Okay, what are liabilities? So liabilities are things that just take money, that just cost you money. That's not doing you, I don't want to say necessary. Well, it just depends how you spending your money. If you just buying money on high priced tennis shoes or just high priced clothes, I mean, those are liabilities. Or if you just putting stuff on your credit card um, just because you want to, impulse buying stuff that's not really going to make you money, but it's just stuff that you're buying for your own satisfaction or pleasure. Those are liabilities. That takes money out of your pocket. A car, you can think of somewhat like a asset, but at the same time, it's a liability because you constantly got to pay that car unless you pay it off, or if you lease it and you're able to write the payments off with your taxes. That's another trick I learned. If you got a business, you can actually write your car that you purchase off because you purchased it through your business. So that's important. That's why I say it's really good to have a business because that's an asset. So there's certain things you can do to help yourself if you put your expenses under your business. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing you want to think about too. You might be doing business right now without a particular business. You're just doing it all as personal, but you at least want to get a DBA and get you a checking account that's under the name or registered as that name of your business. And later you can turn it into an LLC because there are benefits that you get and things that you can do to write stuff off with your taxes. And so I've been learning a lot about all of this stuff just because I've gotten into real estate investing, and I have an LLC that I started that's connected with my real estate investment. And so at this point, I only invest right now. I have some REITs. Those are real estate investment trusts. So I invest in those, and I'll explain to you because some people probably won't know what that is. So that is basically where a company has a portfolio of real estate, and it could be commercial property and different things like that, residentials, multifamily homes or whatever. And so they could be managing that, and then they open it up to investors to invest into the different property and as like a pool, So they'll take all of the investment monies from investors, and then what they'll do, they'll pay the investors back out of the 90%, and they'll keep the 10%. And so, usually REITs right now, if you're unaccredited investor, you usually can get around 6, 7, 8% return on your investment. And so some people might say, wow, and that's cool. It's somewhere to start. But once you get into the world of investing and you start learning about the new options and new ways that you can make money, you'll say that, oh man, 8% ain't much, because ultimately you want to get into real estate, because real estate um, is the type of investment that really you can get the most returns on. But of course, real estate can be, when you think about it, you know, you can think that it takes more capital to get involved into investing in real estate. And sometimes, of course, you know, it does, but it just depends on what aspect of it do you want to do. You can wholesale. That's where you don't need any money down, or you won't need a large amount to get in the game. And that's basically finding properties that's off market, and you would get those under contract, and you would pass the contract along to, or assign the contract to another investor, and they would get the deal, and you get your little finder's fee or your assignment fee. So you got that, and then you got flipping, where you fix and flip, and of course you don't have to use any of your own money. You could borrow it, and then once you flip it, you know, have it fixed and flipped, then you can turn around and pay back the money that you borrowed. So, but anyway, that's just a side note, and those are assets. I went down that road because I know if I said it, some people want to know, well, oh man, what is that? Or how do you do it? So the key, what I'm getting back to, is assets, right? And this, I'm a musician, and that's you know, you're the audience that I'm targeting. So I wanted to just give you a little bit about that. So, and you can post questions here. I can see your questions as they roll in here. But I just wanted to talk about how you can organize things as a musician when you have your business, because you start out with active. So I'll talk about the assets and the liabilities. I think you know what they are now, or understand that better. So now let's talk about the three different types of income. And I made mention of this earlier before 7 o'clock when I got on. So the three different types of income you have is active. That's when you actually have to do something in order to make the money. It's like you go to the job. You have to put in the time, the energy, the effort to get the hours in so you can get paid. And you know, so from you going in 7 days or 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, you're going to get a check every week or every 2 weeks. You know, that's trading your time for money. So that's active income. All right. Now the next one is passive income. Passive income is income that happens, that's recurring, that's not directly tied to, or it can be directly tied to you putting in work, but you're not doing it over and over. You do it once, and you get paid passively because of that. Now, passive income can apply to the third type of income, which is investment income. You know, so our portfolio income, it just depends. But these are terms that the IRS recognizes too. So, but anyway, with passive income, an example of passive income, I did CDs, 6 CDs, you know, and all of those CDs are still making me money every month. I get a check, or I get paid through CD Baby, because stuff is selling on iTunes, Spotify, and Shopify, my website. Different. Somebody bought Forever physical CD from my website a couple days ago, and I mailed that off yesterday. You know, people buy my physical copy of my book. People buy the Amazon Kindle version. People buy the audiobook version. So I'm able to get paid recurringly because of my products and services. Those are passive income. That's passive income. Okay. I get paid through YouTube like this. You know, you watch the videos, the more you subscribe and watch, you can notice that there is an ad that pops up in the beginning. And so as people watch that, or they let it go past 6 seconds, then I'm paid a little bit. You know, the more views, more channels, I mean, the more subscribers to my channel, the more probability for me to make more money because more people are watching my videos and watching those ads as they put them on the screen and stuff like that. So um, anyway, so I'm making money through YouTube, passive income. Okay. So now the third one is called investment income or portfolio income. And basically, that's looking at things like stocks, mutual funds, index funds, um, REITs, and things like that. These are accounts, or you can say money market accounts. So basically, the money that you get, you can put it into these different vehicles, and they can generate some returns on your investment. So your money is working for you after you've made it. So you always want to have the money working for you. And even real estate, that's why I was making mention to real estate, because we need to talk about this stuff because we all have to deal with receiving money and spending money. We receive it and we put it out. It's a cycle. So you have to know what to do with the money when you play your gigs, when you sell your CDs. Even you have to keep track of as the money that you put into creating or doing a project. You got to pay the musicians. At the end of the year, usually if you've spent over $600 in terms of paying musicians or subcontractors, you got to send them a 1099, and you need to do that because that can help you. You can write that off. Otherwise, you're not getting credit, because the money that you get in, all that money that you make from all of the gigs, from all of the CD sales or streams, all of the products that you sell, and all of the stuff you do, that's earned income, and you got to report it on your taxes. And so as you pay your musicians, you want to keep track of all of that, because if you do a gig and they pay you $2,000, but you got to break that $2,000 or disperse that amongst the musicians. If you're not doing your books well and you didn't report that at the end of the year, then you're gonna have to pay it off of that total $2,000 bill, because they're gonna report it to you. And that's Quamon Fowler. I gave Quamon Fowler $2,000, and I'm saying no. Texas Tenor Music had some contractors that they paid that too. So Quamon only took 1,000 of that. So you just have to do that. And even if you had to travel, if you had to do some travel during that time, or if you had to Uber somewhere, or even you ate and had to pay the venue, you got to keep track of that, because that's a write-off. You won't be taxed on that whole 2,000, maybe just 750, because you had to pay or do some other things. So you got to keep good books, and one of the things I recommend for that is the QuickBooks Self-Employed. You can check out that. It's just $10, just $10 a month for that. The QuickBooks Self-Employed. So yeah, what's going on? We got Pastor JJ. What's going, Kawavelli? My man, how's your wife doing? Yeah, that's one of my students. He's piano, working on piano and doing some arrangements in my jazz arranging class. But yeah, so that's the thing. My daughter is a trip. So you definitely want to make sure that you're taking full advantage of your options. Well, I would say this: you need to know what to do and how to handle your money. Don't be afraid of business and taxes and stuff. Looking over here. Oh, good. I'm glad she's better. So Now, here's the deal I want to talk about, and this is what I learned. It's a rotation, right? We get money, all right. We divide it up in terms of where that money is going to go. Me personally, every time I get money, this is my routine. I'm giving you my insights. I have a credit card where I pay everything on my credit card in terms of all my bills. I don't like to keep up with these different bills and what I have to pay throughout the month. So what I do, I put everything on the credit card and I just pay that credit card at the beginning of every month. So I gotta pay, this week because it's gonna be May. So what I do, all the money that comes in from what I made this April, I take that and I take 10% and I pay toward that goes to my church, my local church, and then 10% goes to paying myself. It goes into a personal account. This is my business account, so it goes into my business account. All the money that's accumulated in my business account, take 10% pay to the church. I take 10% pay myself in my own personal checking. Then I take 10% or 10 to 15%, and I'll put that into my investment accounts, or disperse them between my investment accounts. So I have different ones. I got a lot of different investments, between ETFs, mutual funds, REITs, and yeah. So that's what I have. And so out of the 70% that I have, I'll use that to pay bills. All right. And so I make sure that's my routine every month. And that way I'll have something to play with. I'll have something that I can pull from to use for what I want to use it for, And the streams, in terms of when you look at the category of the different types, like I said, active, passive, and investment. I play gigs, I teach for a school, I teach one-on-one, I teach like this, my membership site. I do a class every week like this one. I'm just making this public now and sharing with you on YouTube and Facebook. This is what I'm doing, and that helps because more awareness goes out to who I am, what I do, and it's just more marketing, and so that can pull more people into my world, right? But anyway, I have that going. I do my YouTube videos, and so these are multiple aspects or multiple streams or avenues, if you would, where I can generate income from. And so what happens, let me tell you what happens. So when I do this stuff, people will hit me up and say, hey, Quamon, I like when you was talking about the business. Why don't you do a clinic or come to my school and teach and talk about music, but also talk about the music business? And I've done that. I've been asked to do seminars or do master classes where I talk about not only the musical aspect, how to play, but I also talk about the marketing aspect of being a musician, and talk about the business portion too. Because, when it comes to endorsements, getting endorsements, and, having a business online, how to navigate being an artist and getting your music heard, and having it make money for you. I had to talk about that, how to grow your Instagram or Facebook or YouTube channel, all of those type of things. Those are relevant topics that we need to be addressing because we're able to connect with people all over the world, and we're able to have more we're a lot more accessible because of social media. And so these are opportunities where, if you look at it, these sites like Google and Facebook, they Google owns YouTube and Facebook owns Instagram, and these are the top companies on the internet. Anybody want to find something, they're going to Google it. And if you want to watch something, you usually go to YouTube. And if you want to see what your friends are up to, you go to Facebook. You know, if you want to communicate with a group of people, you go to Facebook. You know, and plus there's tons of groups, specific groups on specific topics. You know, real estate investing in your local area, jazz musicians in your local area. You know, it's so much that's right there on Facebook. It's billions of people on there. You know, and it's what 7 something billion people in the world, and you know, a lot of those, a third or so, on Facebook, and they use YouTube like that. You know, that's crazy. So these are spaces that you want to be in. You know, you want to understand branding and how to connect with your audience through these different outlets so that you can grow your business and expand your reach, because that's going to get you more gigs. And so a lot of times, like I've been doing live streams, and I put these videos out there, and people will hit me up, hey, Quamon, can you do a gig? I got a party coming up, or hey, can you come teach at my school, be a guest artist? So I'm actually doing a guest artist deal at a Keller Central High School. Yeah, I think, yeah, Central High School in Keller. I'm doing that. My daughter got me on my shoulder, so I'm a dad. So anyway, uh, but yeah, I'm doing that. I got a rehearsal on Friday, and then that next day I got to go to New Orleans to do the jazz festival, and then I was asked to do to be a guest artist too for UTA this year too, and so a lot of stuff is picking up. And when you go out and you do stuff, you play gigs or people see you, you know, you're giving them an option. You know, you're becoming an option. You know, because sometimes out of sight, out of mind. So if you don't go out, people don't see you, or if you don't post anything on Facebook or YouTube, people won't see you and people won't have nothing to talk about. But I put stuff up on YouTube, I put stuff on Facebook, I put stuff up on Instagram to give people something to talk about, to give people something to share, to inspire people, to teach, educate, to put good stuff out there so that people would know that this is an option. You know, my plan in terms of the style, you know, my teaching in terms of the information, the insights, these are options because of me doing this and being a teacher and being inspired to help and share. You know, you're able to benefit from it, and I'm creating assets because you'll want to invest back into yourself by paying me to teach you. You know what I'm saying? Or paying me to help you do something. So that's the deal. Assets, right? You know, so that's even the thing with that understanding. You have to invest in your own self, because the more you can feed your mind, your brain with better ideas and better ways of doing things, or you know, better ways of operating as a entrepreneur or a musician, you know, then you can kind of, what do you call it, streamline your process. That's what I want to say. Because the older you get, the more you want to have a streamlined process instead of just being, you know, one that doesn't have any stability because you're so dependent upon the phone to ring. You know, sometimes the phone doesn't ring. You know, sometimes you go through the seasons where you got some droughts where people not calling you for gigs. You have some great months and then you have some slow ones. But if you set yourself up to where you got these multiple streams of income, if one is not performing like you want, then maybe these other ones will pick up. You know, like for instance, I'm helping out a guy to do his project, and I'm going to be the project manager or the executive producer. So he's paying me as an executive producer or project manager to do the whole thing. Plus, I'm a play. So I'm wearing these different hats, but each hat has a cost. You know, the cost to be the saxophone player, but I'm doing more than just playing saxophone. I'm kind of overseeing the whole deal, so that has a price point on it, you know. So something like that can, uh, I can um, get a gig to do that and not get a gig to play, and I'm okay because it takes, might take a few gigs to get to that price point of being a project manager, whereas I could make more being a project manager than I would doing one gig. But that's just because I have made that an option for people. So other musicians, even like yourself, if you want to do a CD and you don't know what to do, you don't know the processes, you can hire me to help you. And I'll help you from start to finish, from getting your songs organized to where they're ready to um, pass on to other musicians and record. And I can help you get the studio. I can help you pull the musicians together. I can help you with your, getting the liner notes together, getting the graphic work done, determining what to use in terms of if you want to do a USB drive or if you want to do a CD. It just depends on how you want to do it. I can help you with the process because I've done it. I've done it a few times. So, but anything that you know how to do well, in addition to your plan, that's actually another avenue, and it's another, um, it's another avenue and a way for you to make money. But if you don't present it, then people don't know that it's an option. You have to understand how to position yourself in your market to where you're the go-to guy for that particular deal that you specialize in, right? So that's what's up, y'all. But that I just wanted to share that. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have any comments. What up, Leo? How you doing, Leo? I believe Leo is a student for Texas Tenor Music Academy. If you are not a student, make sure you go to Texas Tenor Music Academy and hit join. Um, I think I need to check with my assistant because that learn more button doesn't work. So I need to put a note to let him know that learn more button on my page doesn't work. But you can go to QF class. Let's see, to sign up. I see your question. Uh, let me go to, you can go to jazzwebshed.com. If you go to jazzwebshed.com, that's where you can get on my email list. And on that email list, I'll send you some stuff, the jazz masterclass, and then you'll also get access to some training, some other training. But you can join Texas Tenor Music Academy and get access to the live master classes that I do weekly that are archived inside the site. And you can also get access to some of the other stuff I have in there, the teaching. All right, I'm going to post this here. If you're already a member, you're already a member. But this is the link. Man, that's really long. I should have put the short one in there. But if that works, you can click on it. That's jazz. That's how you can get access to my membership site. So let me go up here. I saw your question, so I'm gonna answer it. This is all new to me. He says, coming from old school. Oh yeah, learning from you how to develop yourself to make it happen. Right now, it all fun learning how to play with a better skill level up. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yes, indeed. I like to give it. Um, I like to share as much as I can and help people with the things that I've learned. Um, Jesse said that thanks a lot for sharing. this is like gold. Oh, no problem. That's right. Leo is a member. Appreciate you for being a member, Leo. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, that's the thing. I enjoy it. I'm at a certain level in the game. I've been doing this for like 20. I've been playing saxophone. Let me clarify. So I've been playing saxophone since I was 12, and right now I'm 38. So I've been playing it for 26 years, and then um, I have I have been teaching. Let's say I was teaching since high school. Really, I was helping people 14, 15. I've always been one that likes to teach. And then I started Jazz Webshed online in 2009. And here it is, 2019. So it's been 10 years. I changed it within the last few years to Texas Tenor Music Academy. And but yeah, it's the same principle. I'll do videos and share on uh, how to enhance your skills musically, how to play over changes and stuff like that. But also I will share on business, on music business and marketing and stuff like that. So I've always kept things together just to give the musician, a well-rounded perspective. Because I felt a lot of stuff was being left out and neglected in the colleges, because that's like just one type of environment, and the professors are getting paid to teach how to play primarily, and it's a program, so you have performances that you have to prepare for, and it does take a lot to prepare the students for how to play and execute those songs in those particular styles and traditions. And so a jazz um, you need to have a jazz ensemble class where you work on the music. You need to have a jazz improvisation class where you teach the musicians the concepts of improvisations and the traditions of how uh, the jazz styles came about. You need to have a jazz history class and stuff like that. You need to have even arranging. So it's not anything against the the music schools. Because I've grown in those, but I would say all of the things that I've learned business wise has been on my own through my own pursuits and in between me just doing stuff. I put out my first CD when I was 19, but my teacher, Alvin Baptiste, who I'm going to New Orleans we're going to do his alumni, the students who are Alvin Baptiste students. We're going to have an alumni thing and for the New Orleans Heritage Festival. That's on Sunday. We play at 12:30, I believe. But anyway, Mr. Baptiste, after my first year of college, he said it's time for you to do your own CD. So I did, and I had the money. I used my own money because I had money saved. And so, I learned from my dad to save money. He had money saved up for me to go to college. And after I finished college, my undergrad, I only had like $2,000, maybe 1,200, and it went up to 2,000 because of interest or something. But that's all the only debt I had. And I paid that off shortly after I finished. And then, so I was always able to do the projects when I needed to. I was able to, I wrote music. I organized put the songs together as a collection, was inspired to put the title on that particular project and got it complete. And I've been able to do that over the years since 2000, since 2000. So I got 6 CDs. The last one I did was With You. It was actually last year. And so I want to do one this year, and I got some songs. I just been kind of slow because I've been focusing on other things. I'm finishing up teaching for my school for this semester, and then I've been doing some things in real estate. Of course, I got a new addition, so I got 2 kids, so it makes it a lot more challenging too now. Doing that. Plus, I still got to do the gigs. I still got to rehearse, practice, and manage my online stuff. But I have assistants, and that's the thing. As you grow, you learn that you learn how you learn. Well, I'll say it like this: there's procedures, right, in everybody's day-to-day routine. Even you, no matter what level you're on, you got procedures. And so it's good for you, once you've done these procedures, to write those down, because if those procedures can be done by a teenager, then you don't need to be doing them. So you got to learn to delegate certain tasks to somebody else to do, so you can stay focusing on the thing that only you can do. So that's very important. And I had to learn that, and I've learned that through reading audiobooks and looking at, checking out other entrepreneurs' material, because the millionaires or the big business people, they understand leverage. And you use somebody else's time, money, or ability, to help you continue to focus on the thing that you get the most value out of your time for. So that's very important, right? And this is very valuable to you because you're not paying for anything right now. I mean, the stuff that I'm sharing, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna take this down. Maybe I won't keep it all up. I'll make it private for my members. That'll give you, some encouragement to join Texas Tenor Music Academy. So I don't know. I might keep it up for a little bit and then make it private and put it only for my members. So, but anyway, that's the thing. I'm looking over here at the comments here. Let's see. Do you have policies and contract agreements as musicians and entrepreneurs? As an entrepreneur, how do you go about protecting yourself and others? Oh yeah. I have contracts um, and agreements. So yeah, I have that stuff when I do a gig. And it just depends. It just depends if it's a friend or somebody who's close. Sometimes an email with all the details in it is cool. When I have my assistants that I have that work for me, all that is done through a website called Upwork. And so, yeah, you sign the contract and everything, and they are my contractors. So, but in terms of with other musicians, sometimes we'll do a contract, or especially if a place wants me to perform and they hire me to put the band together, then we'll do a contractual agreement sometimes, or we'll just shoot things through an email, put all the details in the email so that we can be clear and always go back to view that email in order to see what the details are. But typically, we hadn't had any problems in terms of being sued or anything. But if you want to protect yourself, so where if you are sued for something, you want to get an LLC, because it won't be tied to you per se, even though you might run the LLC. If they sue the LLC, then they don't have access to your assets personally, because it's a company, so that is some protection. Um, yeah, so that's a way to protect yourself, is to have an LLC, you know. Yeah, so that's it. Let's see what time it is. I'm gonna let you go. I know some people want to watch the game. I believe Milwaukee and Boston is playing now, and then at 9:30 you got Houston and Golden State. So NBA playoff time, y'all. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this. And here's the call to action. Go ahead and go to the link I shared, that long link I shared, and I think I got the short one. I think I can share that too here if you want to access more training from myself. You can go to bit.ly/QF class. I think that'll work. I can't click it from here, but I think that works. Um, and you can go there and sign up to be a member of Texas Tenor Music Academy if you're not already. And this is where I share a lot of insights on how to play different things, how to expand your jazz vocabulary. And also, I have some things on business, performances in the lab, just stuff I'm working on, how to create songs, all that good stuff is on the inside of there. And I've been posting since 2009. So it's a lot of stuff in there. I got licks in there, master classes from different things that I've done. So that's it for tonight. Thank y'all for watching, and we will see you. Appreciate you, Leo. All right, Jesse, we will see you. Good. Send me an email. I need feedback. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be like, oh, he's too busy. He won't answer my questions. Or, nah, hit me up. I'm accessible. That's why I do this. So, it's kind of hard to get feedback through a computer. But if you send me an email and hit me up, I'll reply. Okay? All right, then. So that's it for now. We will see you next time. All right. Peace.